Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into an essential topic, understanding what women mean when they say certain things. Have you ever been in a conversation where a woman says something and you wonder, was that just small talk or is there something deeper behind it? The truth is, just like men, women communicate their feelings, intentions, and level of interest in subtle ways. Words can be a gateway into a woman's emotional world, but the key to understanding her true intentions lies in observing what she says and how she acts. In this video, we'll break down 6 key phrases women use when they genuinely care about and want you in their lives. More importantly, we'll go beyond the surface meaning to reveal what these words signal about her level of emotional investment. Whether you're in the early stages of dating or a committed relationship, knowing how to interpret these phrases will give you the clarity and confidence to navigate your interactions with women more effectively. Stick around until the end, because we're not just decoding words. We're uncovering how to recognize real connections and avoid misreading signals. Let's get started. 1. You make me feel so comfortable. When a woman says, "You make me feel so comfortable," the words may seem simple, but their meaning runs far more profound than they appear. At face value, it sounds like a polite compliment, a casual way of expressing that she enjoys your company. But beneath that surface lies a fundamental truth about what women seek in relationships: emotional security. Unlike the instant excitement of attraction, comfort lingers, repeatedly drawing her back to you. It signals that she trusts you, feels at ease lowering her guard in your presence, and that you provide her with a rare sense of stability in a world often filled with uncertainty. Women by nature are drawn to experiences that evoke emotions, but those emotions are not always tied to chaos or intensity. While passion and excitement may initially capture her interest, comfort makes her stay. When she tells you she feels comfortable around you, she acknowledges something more profound than just attraction. Recognizing a sense of safety, it means she can be herself without fear of judgment, that she doesn't feel the need to impress or perform, and that, in itself, is powerful. She sees you as someone worth keeping, offering more than just fleeting excitement. But comfort alone is not always enough. If she says these words yet keeps you at arm's length, it may not be a sign of deep connection, but rather a momentary feeling of ease that she enjoys without needing to pursue something more. Proper emotional security is not just about how you make her feel, it's about whether she reciprocates, makes an effort to nurture that connection, or simply enjoys it passively. If she genuinely values what she has with you, she won't just express her comfort in words. She will show it through actions. She will seek out your presence, prioritize your time, and invest in building something lasting. The key question is this: does she contribute to the comfort she enjoys, or does she expect you to sustain it alone? A woman who genuinely sees you as someone special will work to maintain that emotional connection. But if she only seeks the feeling without any effort to reciprocate, then her words, no matter how sweet, may not carry the weight you hope they do. 2. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. When a woman turns to you and says, "I'd love to hear your opinion on this," it may seem like a casual remark, but in reality, it carries much more weight. Women are not in the habit of seeking the perspectives of men they do not respect or value. If she asks for your input, she signals that your thoughts matter to her. This is not just about making conversation. It's about intellectual trust, emotional connection, and in many cases, attraction. A woman genuinely interested in a man does not merely seek his presence, she seeks his mind. Women crave intellectual companionship like they desire emotional and physical connection. When she actively invites your thoughts into her decision-making process, she demonstrates that she sees you as someone whose judgment is worth considering. This signifies admiration, respect, and connection beyond surface-level attraction. But not all inquiries are equal. Some women ask for opinions to engage, learn, and grow, while others do it for validation or to maintain attention. The key to understanding her intent is how she responds to your input. Does she listen attentively, process your thoughts, and apply them in her life? Or does she simply nod along without authentic engagement, treating your words as background noise while she focuses on her narrative? Women who genuinely respect and admire a man will seek his intellectual presence, even when they do not necessarily agree with him. They will challenge his ideas, push back when needed, and engage in meaningful discussions that enrich both parties. This kind of exchange is rare, but when it happens, it is a sign of a more profound bond forming. The nuance lies in consistency. Suppose she only asks for your opinion when uncertain, struggling, or needs reassurance. In that case, she may use the interaction to gain emotional support, rather than foster a real intellectual connection. But if she frequently invites you into her thoughts, values your perspective regardless of circumstances, and engages in conversations that challenge both of you, it signifies something more profound. A woman who sees you as an intellectual equal will not just seek your opinion to pass the time. She will respect it, engage with it, and integrate it into her worldview. And when a woman consistently values your mind as much as your presence, she is not merely interested, she is deeply invested. 3. I feel like I can be myself around you. When a woman says she feels like she can be herself around you, the words may seem simple, but their meaning runs deep. It sounds like an affirmation of comfort, indicating that she enjoys your company and feels at ease in your presence. But beneath that, it reveals something more significant. She feels accepted, unjudged, and emotionally safe. This is not a statement women make lightly, nor do they say it to anyone. It signals that she trusts you enough to let her guard down, a crucial step toward genuine emotional connection. Women navigate the world constantly aware of how they are perceived. In most social settings, they adjust, filter, or soften their words and emotions to fit expectations. They might present a more composed, idealized version of themselves, hiding aspects they fear will be judged. This can be exhausting, as maintaining a facade takes effort. But when she feels she can be her true self around a man, she believes she won't face criticism or rejection for showing her unpolished, imperfect side. This makes the statement meaningful. It reflects a level of comfort that allows her to let go of pretenses and be vulnerable. And vulnerability in the right conditions fosters deep emotional bonds. However, not all expressions of this sentiment are equal. Some women may say it out of politeness or as a conversational habit, not necessarily as an expression of genuine emotional security. The real test lies in her willingness to reveal not just her strengths, but also her insecurities. She may not mean it as you hope if she claims to feel comfortable but still holds back in deeper conversations, avoids discussing personal struggles, or only shares light-hearted details. A woman who genuinely feels safe with you won't just share amusing stories or surface-level thoughts. She will trust you with her doubts, fears, and struggles. Pay attention to how she communicates beyond her words. Does she confide in you about things she wouldn't share with others? Does she drop the polished version of herself and show you who she is? Does she feel comfortable being quiet around you, knowing she doesn't have to entertain or impress? The more she reveals, the stronger the bond becomes. Women don't open up to men they don't trust. But trust and comfort don't come from nowhere. They are built through consistent behavior. Your ability to listen without judgment, offer support without trying to fix everything, and respect her emotions without making her feel weak for having them. Many men think they must constantly impress a woman, always performing and proving their worth. But sometimes, the most attractive thing a man can do is simply create a space where she feels at peace, where she doesn't have to perform, where she can just exist and be appreciated for who she is. When she truly feels safe being herself, it's a sign that something deeper is developing. A woman who can laugh without restraint, share her quirks without hesitation, and admit her flaws without fear is a woman who sees you as more than just another person in her life. She sees you as someone who understands her, someone she can trust, and perhaps someone she can't imagine being without. 4. What are your plans this weekend? When a woman asks what your plans are for the weekend, it's easy to assume she's simply making conversation. But this seemingly casual question is often loaded with deeper meaning. Women don't ask such things without intention. More often than not, it's a subtle probe, a way to gauge your availability, priorities, and most importantly, your willingness to take the lead in planning something with her. The way you respond to this question matters more than you think. You risk sounding routine, predictable, or uninterested if you merely list your schedule. If you say you're completely free, it can signal that nothing is going on, which might lower your perceived value. The best response is one that keeps a slight air of mystery while also demonstrating confidence and decisiveness. Instead of simply answering, turn it into an opportunity. Say something like, "I have a few things lined up, but what do you have in mind?" Or, "I might be able to fit in something interesting. What are you thinking?" These types of responses subtly put the ball in her court while maintaining an element of intrigue. What reveals her interest level isn't just the question itself, but what follows. Suppose she responds by suggesting something specific, adjusting to your availability, or hinting that she'd like to see you. In that case, it's a strong sign that she's genuinely interested in spending time together. She's creating an opening, hoping you'll take the initiative to suggest a plan. A curious woman doesn't just drop hints, she makes it easy for you to move things forward. On the flip side, if she asks but makes no real effort to turn it into a plan, if she never follows up, doesn't suggest an activity, or acts indifferent, then her interest level is likely low. Some women ask to satisfy their curiosity or keep you as an option, not because they genuinely want to see you. If she doesn't make an effort, don't chase. A man who values himself doesn't waste time deciphering mixed signals. He recognizes when a woman's interest is lukewarm and simply moves on. The confident man knows that his time is valuable. He doesn't just answer questions, he leads the interaction. Instead of waiting for her to ask to see him explicitly, he reads between the lines and takes action accordingly. Women are naturally drawn to men who take the lead, make decisions effortlessly, and don't hesitate to create experiences rather than passively waiting for things to happen. So pay close attention the next time a woman asks what your plans are for the weekend, not just to her words, but to her actions. Does she make it easy to see her, or does she leave things ambiguous? A woman who genuinely likes you won't leave you guessing. She'll make her interest known, not just by asking, but by ensuring that spending time together becomes a reality. 5. I don't want you to misunderstand me. When a woman says she doesn't want you to misunderstand her, she's not just clarifying a statement, she's revealing an underlying concern. How you see her matters to her. She wants to maintain a specific image in your eyes that aligns with how she wishes to be perceived. Whether she's trying to explain why she cancelled plans, didn't respond to a message, or reacted a certain way, the real message is the same. She values your perception of her and doesn't want to create distance between you. This concern stems from a natural psychological instinct. People, especially women, fear disconnection from those they care about. If she didn't care, she wouldn't explain. If she honestly had no interest in you, she wouldn't take the time to clarify her intentions. The effort she puts into ensuring you understand her directly reflects how much she values the relationship, even if she isn't fully aware of it. However, not all explanations carry the same weight. Some women clarify their actions sincerely, wanting to ensure transparency and avoid confusion. Others use these words as a way to maintain harmony without actually changing their behavior. If she says she doesn't want you to misunderstand her but continues to act in ways that create confusion, her words become less about honesty and more about appeasement. The key is to observe whether her actions align with her words. If she truly means what she says, she will adjust her behavior to reflect that. If not, she may try to keep the peace while avoiding accountability. The real question is whether she genuinely cares about being understood or wants to avoid conflict. A woman who values the relationship will seek clarity and consistency. A woman who only wants to keep things convenient for herself will say the words but resist making accurate adjustments. Understanding this distinction can be the difference between engaging in a meaningful connection and being caught in a cycle of empty reassurances. Sixth, I really appreciate what you do for me. I really appreciate what you do for me. On the surface, it is a simple phrase, a polite expression of gratitude. But in the context of a relationship, these words carry weight. They reveal whether a woman truly values a man's efforts or merely recognizes his contributions without feeling the need to reciprocate. When spoken sincerely, appreciation is one of the strongest indicators of a woman's emotional investment. It's not just about saying thank you, but about acknowledging effort in a way that makes a man feel seen and valued. A woman who truly appreciates a man's presence in her life does not take his kindness for granted. She tries to give back through words, gestures, or actions that show she recognizes the balance necessary for a healthy relationship. This kind of woman understands that love is not about one person constantly giving while the other only receives. Instead, she naturally seeks ways to contribute, whether supporting him emotionally, taking care of small details in his life, or simply being present in a way that reassures him he is not alone in the relationship. But appreciation without action is different. Suppose a woman repeatedly expresses gratitude, but never follows up with anything meaningful. In that case, it raises a crucial question. Is she genuinely grateful, or is she using words to maintain the relationship without putting in real effort? A woman who values a man does more than just acknowledge his presence. She actively seeks to enhance his life. She doesn't just receive, she gives. A man should always pay attention to whether appreciation is followed by action. When a woman says she values him, does she show it in ways that matter? Does she support his ambitions? Does she make time for him? Does she contribute to the relationship in a way that improves his life? If the words, "I appreciate you," come effortlessly, but are never backed by consistent care, appreciation may be a polite way to keep him within reach while offering little in return. Genuine appreciation is not just spoken, it is demonstrated. And a woman who genuinely values a man will always find ways to show him, not just tell him. Understanding these phrases is like learning a new language of connection, but that language only holds value when spoken through actions, not just words. A woman who truly cares won't leave you guessing. she will prove it through consistency, effort, and genuine appreciation. Relationships thrive on clarity, trust, and mutual investment, not fleeting emotions or empty promises. The key takeaway is simple. Listen to what she says, but pay closer attention to what she does. Words can be misleading, but actions always reveal the truth. A woman who values you will make you feel comfortable with her words and create an environment where you feel safe, respected, and appreciated. She won't just seek your opinion to keep the conversation going. She will genuinely listen, consider your perspective, and incorporate your insights into her decisions. She won't just say she can be herself around you. She will consistently show vulnerability, share her emotions freely, and let her guard down in ways she wouldn't with anyone. When she asks about your plans or expresses concern about misunderstandings, it won't be empty curiosity or an attempt to maintain control. It will be a sign that she genuinely wants to integrate you into her life and protect the connection she values. Relationships are built on actions, not promises. A woman who truly sees your worth won't keep you guessing, nor will she rely on words alone to express her feelings. She will make a real effort to show you. The most important thing you can do as a man is to develop the ability to observe, interpret, and respond accordingly. If her words and actions align, she is someone worth investing in. But if she says all the right things while showing little to no effort in return, it's a sign to reevaluate whether the connection is truly meaningful or just surface level. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed these phrases in your own experiences? How did you interpret them, and what did her actions reveal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's build a conversation where we learn from each other's experiences and grow together. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on relationships, self-improvement, and understanding the psychology of attraction. See you in the next one.